Now, as ever, Liverpool were favourites for the Cup this morning. A tremendous record in the competition in recent years, of course. Blackburn just missed out on promotion to Division 1 in recent seasons, at this time struggling a bit in the wrong half of the second division. Commentator at Ewood Park is John Motson.
Blackburn Rovers' new goalkeeper Bobby Mims, signed for a club record £250,000 from Spurs, makes his home debut against the club that he faced in the 1986 FA Cup final when Liverpool beat Everton 3-1 and Mims deputised for Neville Southall. Mims, in fact, one of 5 Blackburn players with FA Cup final experience. The others, Mike Duxbury, Nicky Reed, Kevin Moran and Frank Stapleton. Rovers also recall number 10 Simon Garner and number 11 Scott Sellers, who've both been out virtually all season with groin injuries. Liverpool, still without the injured Ronnie Whelan and Peter Beardsley, field the side that beat Leeds on New Year's Day, with Ronnie Rosenthal starting at number 7. Well, there is a wind blowing at kick-off at Ewood Park, but nothing like as bad as we were led to fear, and Blackburn Rovers in the blue and white halves, playing in the first half from left to right. An all-ticket crowd approaching 19,000, and if there are a few empty seats in that imposing new grandstand on the far side, which has cost Rovers £1.5 million, that's because they could only be sold to members and there was no ticket sales on the day. So it's David Burrows for Liverpool with the throw. Barnes. Challenge was by Howard Gale, who's a former Liverpool player, of course, on David Burrows. Rush. Well, Ian Rush scored 2 goals against Bobby Mims in that cup final 5 years ago. And Mims happy to see that one go wide. On Gale. In goes Stapleton, Garner, Sellers, Miller. Doesn't get many goals, John Miller, for Blackburn. More of a workman in midfield, but began his career as a fullback, in fact, at Chelsea. And here the long throw caused confusion with the ball bobbing about it in the wind. Miller had the final effort. McMahon. Oh, he's onside. It's Ronnie Rosenthal with the first real chance, and he puts it wide. And Blackburn escape with Rosenthal, who's really a bit of a mixture these days. He scores a lot of goals when he comes in, but he also misses 1 or 2, and this was one of those that went wide. Sellers. Atkins, Stapleton, nicely played, Gale, on again. Nicky Reed, Duxbury, gets it back again from Sellers, but just perhaps 1 pass too many there in the middle of the field. Duxbury, and away goes Garner through the inside right channel, and Frank Stapleton's free in the middle if he can be found. Hussain got in the way. It's still Garner. Oh, and Sellers and Stapleton. He missed it. And Sellers and Miller goes in. And still Grobbelaar can't claim it. High drama in the Liverpool penalty area. But it wouldn't go in for Blackburn. Stapleton, Garner. Sellers, Stapleton, good play this. Reed! Oh, Grobbelaar had to meet him. Nicky Reed stealing in from midfield. As Blackburn push forward again. Gale and May again facing the kicker. Comes off John Barnes' head, Reed once more. Garner. Still plenty of players in there for Blackburn. It's going to come to Miller. Atkins, and just too far ahead of Gale this time. Well, now there's a break on for Liverpool. 4 against 4. It's Houghton. Rosenthal. Barnes. Corner. David May got there first. So Hussein and Gillespie can go forward again here. It's going to be Staunton's corner. Hussein jumping, and Rosenthal, and Bobby Minns clawed it out. It was a fine save. The near post corner, paying off with the flick on, and Rosenthal, his second opportunity of the match, and it's still Liverpool with Barnes. Gillespie still forward there. Another corner. This is Gale now for Blackburn. That was a bit short too. Houghton. And David May concedes corner number 3 in quick succession here, as the cup favourites start to turn the screw a little. One of them got to it, but here's Houghton winding up for the volley. Flags up. Offside. Ronnie Rosenthal's shot wouldn't matter. But I do feel that in Bobby Minns, Blackburn may have made an astute signing. He didn't have the best of luck at Tottenham. Confidence affected early on, but he is a very good shot stopper. Only 27, and with saves like that, may prove a good investment. Well, in his first season, Liverpool won not just the FA Cup, but also the league in that double season. First season as manager. Stapleton. That's meant for Garner. Oh, it's found him! It's Simon Garner for Blackburn Rovers. Oh, Grobbelaar has saved Liverpool there. And Garner, the record goal scorer of all time for Blackburn Rovers, has a chance on the day he comes back, and is foiled by the goalkeeper. Stapleton's ball in was tremendous. It took out Hussein completely, and Garner was on here as Rosenthal was earlier. Well played, Grobbelaar. It's a corner. Gale gets up with Grobbelaar. Atkins goes in as well. The last minute of the first half here at Ewood Park. Rosenthal. Houghton. Well played. And Minns comes to push it away from Barnes. Needed a touch. McMahon. Into Staunton, is it? Back again to McMahon. Shooting chance. Well, you can't complain about the number of goal attempts in this first half. Here's one for Liverpool. It fell quite nicely, actually, for Steve McMahon to strike it, but well off. All the ingredients of a very good cup tie. Fast open play, the second division team giving it everything, probably having slightly more of the play, but chances at both ends. Ronnie Rosenthal through early on, couldn't finish. Simon Garner through later on, stopped by Grobbelaar. Blackburn Rovers have actually won the FA Cup 6 times to Liverpool's 4, but you have to go back a long way to find Blackburn's triumphs. 5 of them in the last century, the last one in 1928. A very good atmosphere it is inside the ground as well, as David May goes across to take the throw. He's got Stapleton to aim at, and Gale. And there's Stapleton. Garner! Simon Garner has scored for Blackburn Rovers in the first minute of the second half. And what a good finish by the man who's been out most of the season, but is the club's record scorer in their history, and that's why He didn't need asking twice, and Stapleton causes confusion from the long throw. Garner swept the ball home, and what a cup tie we've got now. The Liverpool defence couldn't cope with the throw. It may actually have flicked off Gillespie, and Garner buried it. Missed all the pre-season training, Garner, with a pelvic problem. Has only had a handful of games this season, and having missed the chance in the first half, he wasn't going to miss it in the second. Well, there's one to think about. Well, here we are now in a very interesting position in this cup tie. Well, this is the great beauty of the FA Cup. There's no point now. Liverpool have got to take a few risks. Staunton. Mims has lost it. Barnes! No! Goalkeeper foul in the 6-yard box. Referee Michael Peck says no goal. And I think it must have been Ian Rush who penalised for the challenge on Bobby Mims. As the ball ran loose, Barnes put it in, but watch the earlier challenge here. Mims goes for it, elbows up, Ian Rush, foul on the keeper. Barnes. Still Barnes. Oh, they're appealing, or the crowd behind the goal are, for a penalty. Liverpool players looking at referee Pegg. Well, one thing he hasn't given is a penalty. It was Barnes who went down. Stapleton didn't make it, but it's going to come to Garner. Stapleton! Oh, it could have been two! And Hussein sportingly picks up Stapleton, whose header went wide. Simon Garner, the provider this time with the cross. Grobbelaar starts to come for it, changes his mind, can't get it, header goes away. Header out was by Stapleton, then it's Gale. And they've got it, oh, now that's play on, advantage. Staunton committed the foul, but the referee, a brilliant piece of work. And it's offside, is it? Yes. Well, Staunton must be spoken to now. It was a cynical foul, but Michael Peck thought Blackburn had the advantage and let them go. But that has to be punished in... Oh, Gillespie having to block Garner again. That's a great ball by McMahon. Now then, that was a foul too. That's Kevin Moran on Ian Rush, and that was in a dangerous position. And Kevin Moran, who has to live with the fact that he was the only man to be sent off in the FA Cup final, is certainly going to be dealt with here by the referee. It's off! He's off again. Now this may change the game completely. McMahon plays the through ball towards Ian Rush. Kevin Moran goes across. Rush tries to take it the other side of him. Well, it was obstruction, but whether it was the cynical, so-called professional foul, one would have to consider. Kevin Moran is sent off again, and the Blackburn crowd anyway applaud him off. But Blackburn Rovers are down to 10 men, and we have unending drama here at Ewood Park. Staunton. Flag was up anyway, there was a player offside, and Blackburn Rovers now have got to play the second part of this second half with only 10 men. Don Mackay has some reorganising to do here. I would imagine he'll put Atkins at centre-back and John Miller at left-back, and they'll have to play with Frank Stapleton in the middle of the field and only Simon Garner at the front. Forward by Burrows. That was May. Now it's Sellers. Good play, Garner just a little bit late. Oh, he's got a chance. Oh, well, that was a foul, surely. Glenn Hussein, well, that's the same thing. I think he's going to have to go. Yes, you can't have one rule for for one and one rule for the others. If Moore and went, Hussain has to go, and it's 10 men each now. That would have been a goal-scoring opportunity in the same way. Simon Garner got a lucky rebound initially, to be fair, but when he went for it, look at that, he's pulled him back. Well, it's a free kick to Blackburn Rovers. Driven wide with a player in an offside position anyway. Barnes. Duxbury's played him awfully well. John Barnes skipping away from one challenge, trying to turn inside the second. Mulvey, McMahon. They've still got time to save it. Nicol. Floated in, rushes there. David May, good interception. Rosenthal. Houghton. Nicol. In again. May out again. Houghton. Room for a shot. May a third time, the centre-half. Heroics there by the 20-year-old. And down on the bench, Don Mackay and the coaches there shouting out the instructions. Barnes again. It's stoppage time, but it's Barnes. Oh, and it's still in. It's Gillespie. Stoppage time, Shepstone. Anywhere will do for Blackburn, but it could have been further up the line. Nicol. Gillespie still waiting in there. Houghton. Oh, and Russell. Oh, it's an own goal. It's an own goal on the far post. I think it's Atkins. Liverpool have been saved in injury time by a dreadfully unlucky own goal by Blackburn Rovers. Ray Houghton crossed it, Bobby Mims waited. It fell to Atkins, I think, and he put it... Oh, what can you say? He must wish the ground would swallow him up. What an incredible football match. And the Blackburn supporters on the point of celebrating, with literally seconds to go, see this tie end in the most, for them, unfortunate circumstances. And poor Mark Atkins, I just honestly don't know what to say, and neither does he. The facts of the matter are that Simon Garner put Blackburn ahead in the first minute of the second half. Two players were sent off for the foul when the player was through for goal. Moore and went, Hussain went. Blackburn looked as though they were going to put Liverpool out, and in stoppage time, an own goal means a replay at Anfield. Well, Don, the match of the day viewers have seen a quite amazing cup tie there, and you must be the unluckiest man in the game tonight, unless it's Mark Atkins.
No, I'll stand by Mark. Mark was very unfortunate the way the ball dropped down the last minute for a flick on. He tried to clear it, and he did what came into his head. He played it, and unfortunately it went to the back of the net. But these are things that happen. The boys have been tremendous today. They've worked hard. It baffles me, as I say, why we can't do this in the first team games against the second division sides. Because if we play like that in the second division, we're bound to get up that league.
Do you have any views on the two sendings off today?
I think it's unfortunate, really. I think the referees are under a little bit of pressure because they're for directors to punish professional fouls, and sometimes interpretation of the professional foul isn't always consistent. The players themselves, the defenders themselves, are a wee bit hesitant. They know if they get in and just slightly mistime it, well, they're liable to be sent off as well. I think the two lads today are very unfortunate to be sent off, but that's no criticism of the referee. That's just a fact of life. He's got to make a decision, and I think the pressure that both himself and the defenders are under don't help. As long as the forwards only try to put them under further pressure by feigning free kicks and everything else, well, it's not too bad. I don't think either forward did that today.
Two sendings off and a let-off, Trevor. What did you make of it all?
Well, they were very fortunate, Liverpool, I felt. They probably on chances, they probably deserved to get level, but then having gone, to 91st minute in injury time and just to miss out. And really, it was a great first half, but it really sprung even to further life in the second half, where we saw all the drama. And really, the opening goal started it off, as you see, Andy May, whose long throws did cause Liverpool problems. And Simon Garner, instinctive finishing there on the half volley, on the turn, and I think he forgot about his groin injury there. You can see from this angle, it's a long throw, and Gary Gillespie, who tries to deal with most of the high balls into the Liverpool penalty area, gets that faintest of touches, which really just wrong foots Hussein and Nicol, and Simon Garner, as I say, 7 yards out. Didn't want to miss from there. This particular incident now coming up is one of 3 controversial, shall we say, professional foul incidents. Here Howard Gow goes past Steve Staunton, and really it's so deep in the Blackburn half. I mean, the booking offence was the right one. The second one, though, here, headed away by Steve Nicol. Steve McMahon, a great ball over the top, which just catches Kevin Moran, and Ian Rush, taking it in his stride, then runs across and runs into Kevin Moran, and the referee obviously decided he thought it was clean through. Myself, and I think much clearer from this angle, Ian Rush actually takes the ball across the line of Moran, and really I don't see how Moran could have got out the way. I mean, he's not going to stop and say, look after you, Ian, and really I think that collision wasn't worth the sending off offence. Now this one is slightly different. Glenn Hussein gets the tackle in, a little lucky ricochet there for Simon Garner, and really then he was going to be clear, and it's an instinctive reaction from a defender. I mean, Glenn Hussein at that time is to keep his fingers crossed, but he really, I think, has to go, because as he goes to clear it, as I say, it hits Simon Garner, and then realising he's going to be clean through, he then lifts his left foot, trips him up, and really I think that's the one that the FIFA were looking at, and really I think the red card was right there. Then of course, with minutes ticking away, Ray Houghton floats this cross over it, and poor old Mark Atkins, who really played left back for most of the game, and then when Moran went off, switched into the centre. And when the cross comes over, I don't think he thought it was going to reach him. You see Gillespie and Stapleton go up. Frank Stapleton actually might have just nudged Gillespie, and then he just tries to side foot it wide of the far post, and there it is in the back of the net. I mean, the lad will be inconsolable, isn't he, tonight?
He was desperately unlucky.